Oklahoma City, a place known for its vibrant community and resilience in the face of tragedy. Yet, in 2014, the city faced another crisis, one that shook public trust in its police force. Daniel Holtzclaw was an officer sworn to protect. But behind his badge lurked a disturbing pattern of abuse. What began as isolated complaints soon developed into a case so shocking that it changed how many viewed law enforcement. Stay until the end, because we'll reveal how courage, tenacity, and an unyielding quest for justice finally brought one of the most disturbing examples of police corruption to light. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Next week, we'll look into the story of Laquan McDonald, a Chicago case that shook the nation, revealing layers of cover-up and community outrage. But first, we must understand how Daniel Holtzclaw's actions and subsequent trial impacted an entire city's faith in those meant to protect it. Let's begin. Daniel Holtzclaw had been an athlete in college, earning a reputation for dedication and discipline. After graduating, he pursued a career in law enforcement, joining the Oklahoma City Police Department. By all appearances, he was the kind of officer locals expected to see patrolling their streets, physically fit, polite, and committed. Colleagues at first regarded him as a solid addition to the force, but beneath the uniform and friendly demeanor lay unsettling behavior. Early on, a few small red flags emerged, remarks about certain people he stopped, a tendency to work alone at night, and a sense of entitlement that occasionally surfaced. Although these warning signs seemed minor, they would later form part of the backdrop to one of Oklahoma City's most harrowing police corruption cases. The first official complaint came from a woman who alleged that Holtzclaw used his authority to coerce her during a routine traffic stop. Initially, the claim was met with skepticism, as is often the case when someone accuses an officer of misconduct. However, within weeks, more individuals came forward with strikingly similar stories: nighttime stops in less traveled areas, demands that went far beyond standard procedure. These accounts laid out a pattern. Holtzclaw would pull someone over or approach them on the street, then allegedly use intimidation and the threat of arrest to force them into non-consensual acts or humiliating searches. The victims often had prior encounters with law enforcement, which Holtzclaw seemed to exploit, assuming they'd be less likely to report him or be believed if they did. A tipping point arrived when multiple complainants named Holtzclaw specifically, their stories echoing one another in detail. Internal Affairs and local detectives launched a thorough investigation, quietly gathering evidence and speaking with potential witnesses. They wanted to handle the case discreetly, both to protect the victim's privacy and to ensure Holtzclaw wouldn't realize the net was closing in. Over weeks and months, investigators collected traffic stop data, reviewed GPS logs from Holtzclaw's patrol car, and cross-referenced his shift schedules with the times of reported incidents. They also conducted forensics on clothing and departmental equipment. The evidence mounted, and Oklahoma City's police chief faced a dilemma. The city's police force had to show that no one was above accountability, even if that meant publicly charging an officer with serious crimes. Holtzclaw was eventually arrested, facing multiple counts of serious criminal charges. The case sent shockwaves through the community and the department, prompting some to question how such conduct could go unnoticed for so long. Yet beneath that alarm came a different kind of bravery. Several women who initially feared coming forward found the courage to testify once they realized they weren't alone. In total, more than a dozen victims came forward. Their testimonies painted a consistent picture of an officer exploiting vulnerabilities, targeting people with histories of minor offenses, substance issues, or other factors that made them wary of law enforcement. That these women stood together in court, some in tears, underscored the magnitude of the betrayal. Their courage would prove pivotal in the legal battle against Holtzclaw. National media converged on Oklahoma City for the trial, where each day brought emotional testimony. Prosecutors presented forensic evidence, pointing out how Holtzclaw's patrol logs matched victim accounts almost to the minute. Defense attorneys argued inconsistencies in some victims' recollections and questioned their credibility given past encounters with law enforcement. Yet, as the case unfolded, the consistent details from multiple victims proved compelling. Jurors heard how Holtzclaw allegedly abused his badge to force compliance, showing patterns of searching or detaining individuals without legitimate cause. The prosecution's goal was clear: establish beyond doubt that this was a repeated predatory tactic, not a misunderstanding or isolated incident. After days of deliberation, the jury found Daniel Holtzclaw guilty on 18 charges, including sexual assault. The judge handed down a severe sentence, 263 years in prison, a stark message that this behavior would not be tolerated. Oklahoma City's residents stood divided between those who felt justice was served and others who questioned whether the system had been compromised all along. Holtzclaw's emotional reaction in the courtroom, breaking down in tears as the verdict was read, became an indelible image of a fallen officer facing the consequences of his actions. The police department, for its part, reaffirmed that it would continue to root out corruption. Yet many recognized the deep scars left on community trust, especially among marginalized populations who'd long feared exactly this type of abuse. The Daniel Holtzclaw case stands as one of the most unsettling examples of police misconduct in recent memory, a saga that underscores both the fragility of public trust and the power of collective courage. Survivors came forward despite immense fear and societal stigma, shining a spotlight on dark corners of a system meant to protect them. The verdict, although definitive, left lingering questions about how many other victims might never be heard. As Mats Fredriksson once said, a badge can be a beacon of safety or a weapon of silence. It all depends on who wields it. For Oklahoma City, Holtzclaw's conviction signaled a step toward accountability, even as it haunted the community. If you found this story important, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Next week, we'll examine the case of Laquan McDonald, an incident in Chicago that sparked outrage, eventually leading to a second-degree murder conviction for a police officer. Until then, remember, justice can be slow, but it often hinges on voices speaking up, no matter how powerful the accused may be. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.